Hi, it's Elise here at Bowman Library with a whole new teen book spotlight. So for this week, as we head into our Memorial Day weekend festivities here, we are celebrating through books that have covers that are red, white, and blue. That's right, believe it or not, there are covers out there that carry red, white, and blue, so why not take a look at them? And because we're looking at the covers, we have a variety of different genres and types of books today to talk about. Fiction to nonfiction, there's fantasy, there's realistic, there's stuff that deals with grief, history, all different things. So let's jump in with our 6 books that have red, white, and blue covers. Our first one is Caraval. So Caraval is a multi-day magical event that is part spectacle and part treasure hunt. It happens every single year, and everyone is desperate for an invitation to this event. And the person who ends up winning the treasure hunt is granted one wish. That's what people want. They want it to take place, but they also want a chance to get this wish. Now, Sister Scarlet and Donatella, who goes by Tella in the story, they live on a remote island, and they've always dreamed of going to Caraval, especially with the stories their deceased mother has told them. But there is no way their abusive and controlling father is ever going to let that happen. One day, though, Scarlet receives an invitation to attend Caraval, and Tella wants to go. She's going to do anything to get her and her sister there, and including that is going to end up meaning that she's going to kidnap Scarlet, plus she's going to make a deal with a strange sailor to get them there. Someone she didn't even know, doesn't even know if they are going to get there. But when they do get there, Scarlet decides, okay, they're going to stay for 1 or 2 days, and then they're going to head back, because Scarlet she's supposed to be getting married to someone she doesn't want to get married to. But she has to be back there for her wedding. Plans quickly change, though, when Tella is captured by the person who runs Caraval, who goes by Master Legend. And it's going to be up to Scarlet to solve the treasure hunt, because that's the end game. Her sister is the end game of the treasure hunt this year. And she's going to have to find her in order to find her sister alive. But that means she will also have to face her deepest and darkest fears. The first part in a completed trilogy. This is part fantasy, there's part mystery, there is some romance in it, and you will want to go on to book 2 as soon as you're done with this one, because there is an ending that you're going to be like, no, it can't end there. We do have books 2 and 3 though. This is Caraval. Enchantée. So this is set during the French Revolution. Camille and her younger sister are struggling to survive. They recently been orphaned, and then their alcoholic brother has just stolen all of the rest of the money they had. Now, Camille has the ability to use magic, and she's been doing it to help them, make money, do what they need to, but the rent's due. Things are starting to get really dire, and so she decides she needs to do something drastic. She decides that she's going to use dark magic, and she's going to recreate herself. She's going to transform herself into this baroness that is at the Palace of Versailles, part of Marie Antoinette's group of people she hangs with. And this is going to change everything. So soon Camille finds herself at the palace, and she's wrapped up in this life of court intrigue, and there's plots and there's backstabbing. She doesn't know who to trust. There's people out for their own games, and she's also becoming more and more addicted to using magic, which could possibly cost her everything. This fantasy is wrapped up in historical facts. Again, there's history and fantasy mixed into one here. It's breathtaking. You'll have you turning page after page to find out what happens to Camille, all with the ever-increasing drama of the French Revolution, which, if you know anything about your history of the French Revolution, it gets pretty intense. This is the first book in a series. This is Enchantée. Odd One Out. This is by Nick Stone. I love Nick Stone. I love the fact that she can write so realistic, and Odd One Out is no exception. This is a realistic romance that's going to leave you breathless and also thinking past when you're done with the last page. This is told through 3 points of view, our 3 main characters here. And we start with Courtney, who also goes by Coop. He's a basketball star at his school, and he's in love with his best friend, Jupiter. They've been best friends for years. He's been crushing on her and has fallen in love with her over the course of time. But nothing's happened between them, though, because Jupiter has made it loud and clear that she's only into girls. She's a lesbian. Coop knows there's no future in that. He just needs to let it go. Now, Things start to change though when another girl moves down. Her name is Ray, and things start to get messy and complicated because Ray, soon after she first meets Jupiter then naturally introduces her to Coop because they're best friends, and Ray soon starts to find herself infatuated and having feelings for both Coop and Jupiter. And soon a love triangle starts, which has all three main characters trying to figure out who they are and what does love really mean, and does it really matter who you're in love with as long as it's real and it's important to you. This story is one that's completely relatable and may even happen to you, maybe already has. You know, life can be messy. Odd One Out is a perfect example of how our lives can go through books. Amazing read, Odd One Out. 6 Goodbyes We Never Said. We have two main characters here. We have Naima, who is struggling with the recent loss of her father while he's fighting overseas in Afghanistan. She's now living with her grandparents, waiting for his memorial service to happen. And then it's there that she meets Du. Now, Du is also dealing with his own grief, as his parents were tragically killed in an accident, and now he finds himself adopted by this family who he doesn't know, and they don't really know him. The two start to go through this grieving process, both individually and also together. But things just also start to get compounded when they start to struggle and try to cope with their mental health issues. Naima has anxiety, and she's just been diagnosed with OCD as well as some PTSD. And Du is trying to manage his social anxiety, and living with a new family in a new place does not help with that. This is told through both of their points of view, this realistic look at grief and friendship. And I will tell you, one thing I do appreciate about this book is it doesn't fall into that trope where our two main characters fall in love. There is no romance in this book between our main characters. And it's just literally just about their friendship and how important having a great friend is. It's one that will open your eyes to what others around us are going through, or maybe something that you have gone through, and will help you through whatever you may be needing at that time. This is 6 Goodbyes We Never Said. American Royals. Think about if George Washington was not elected president at the end of the Revolutionary War, but was instead named king. And then since like the 1776-ish time, we have had kings ruling America. We have not had presidents. This is a situation that's posited in our story here. Now, our story focuses on Princess Beatrice. Now, Beatrice is in line to become the first queen America has ever had. Because up until this point, the law was only a male could inherit the throne. Well, her grandfather changed that law. It's going to be Beatrice's turn. She's going to be queen eventually one day. And though she has no desire to be queen, she knows she has to play this role. Now, part of the reason why she doesn't want to do this is she's expected to marry a prince, because that's what princesses do. But she's in love with a commoner, which is a huge no-no. While this is going on, you get her point of view. We also get the points of view of her brother and her sister, who also have their drama and their issues, because they are not considered as important as Beatrice, because they're not the ones inheriting the thrones. They're just kind of the spare type deal. So they decide they're going to live their lives while wreaking havoc everywhere and with everyone, their relationship drama being in the news, TMZ, that type of stuff. If you like a dystopian way of looking at what America could possibly mix in with some Gossip Girl, some drama, relationship issues, if you love that type of stuff, this is the series for you. This is the first one in the series. I will tell you, this one does end on a cliffhanger. We do have book 2. Book 2 is already out. Book 3 is getting ready to come out actually this week. So if you like a good series that's filled with drama, there's romance, thinking about, royalty, that type of deal, you need to read American Royals. And our last one for this week is Stamped. So this nonfiction book says right from the start that it's not a history book, but it kind of is, because it takes a look and challenges you to think critically about the roots of racism in our history, and then our country starting all the way back to 1415, and then moves forward in chronological order. There's no clear opinion being presented in this book, but it's just straight facts. And it allows you as the reader to make your own decisions and opinions about this topic. You need to have facts in order to make a good, solid opinion.
This is a young adult reader version of Ibram X. Kendi's Stamped from the Beginning, and it's a must read because it will change how you look at the history of our country, why things are the way they are, and what can we do about this? Where can we go moving forward? It will also make you look at events and people through different points of view and maybe even in a different light. If you like to listen to books, I highly recommend listening to this one. Jason Reynolds is the one who adapted this one for young readers. He reads the book, does an amazing job. You can borrow it on Libby through our library consortium. Highly recommend this one, and the audio version is stamped. So these are 6 of the books we have at the library. They have red, white, and blue covers. And again, I told you, there's a little bit of something for everyone in this mixture this week. So I encourage you to come on out. Check out one of these, or we can help you find whatever perfect book you're looking to kick off your summer reading. Because that's right, coming up this week, we are launching summer reading this coming weekend. So start picking your books, making your to-read pile, because you're going to want to earn some tickets, earn some prizes, earn some books. Stay tuned for more details about summer reading. I hope you tune back next week. We have a whole new teen book spotlight, and I hope you have an amazing week.